Series S hot. Hey, Series S hot. Hey, the hype is real. Hey, the hype is real. What's up, everybody? It is your boy, Lavon Cason, back at it again with another video. A lot of people were saying pretty much that the Xbox Series S wasn't real. A lot of people were saying like, oh, what's the point of this freaking Series S? It's gonna hold the Series X back and all this other stuff. Well, it turns out that this system has been leaked and it has been officially announced from Microsoft themselves through Twitter. As you can see here, here's what the system looks like now. A lot of people are making memes that it looks like a washing machine, a mini refrigerator, a speaker and stuff like that. It pretty much, when you really think about it, looks like a 1S. It looks like the next generation of the 1S, which is what the Series S is supposed to be. The Series S is supposed to be the next generation of the 1S, while the Series X is supposed to be the next generation of the Xbox One X. That is how I see it. Now, to me, how it looks, it doesn't really matter to me because at the end of the day, it plays freaking games. That's what this thing is designed to do pretty much. And it's supposed to be $299.99. And that's a good price point because Nintendo Switch is $300. But it won't be able to play next generation games. While the Series S will be able to play next generation games, granted at 1080p, 1440p. But you'll still be able to play those games. While the Switch, you'll have Nintendo exclusive indie games, but not the latest and greatest third-party games. So it's going to be interesting to see what people will shift towards to. Will people shift to the Nintendo Switch or the Xbox Series S? So here's some more details of the Series S. Series S, like I said, it will be $299. Series X is supposed to be $499. It's supposed to be in the Xbox, all access plan, which will be $25 per month for the Series S and $35 per month for the Series X. And both consoles will be launching, pretty much on November 10th. Now, the Series S will target 4 teraflops of GPU performance. Now, a lot of people think that this is pretty much on par with the PS4 Pro. That's not the case, buddy. That's not the case, guys. The Series S has a better CPU. The Series S has an SSD. The Series S has RDNA 2. Now, if you just look at it number value, 4 teraflops and the PS4 Pro is 4 teraflops, then you probably would think to yourself, well, if that has 4 teraflops and that has 4 teraflops, then why isn't the PS4 Pro getting these next generation games? Well, there's a reason why it's not getting those next generation games. It's because the PS4 Pro is still using Jaguar cores, while the Xbox Series S is using Zen 2 processor. You see the difference right there? Xbox One X is using Jaguar cores still. Granted, it's overclocked, but it's still using those Jaguar cores. And it's also using a hard drive, while the Series S is using a SSD. Now, the Series S SSD is supposed to be 512 gigabytes, while the Series X is supposed to be 1 terabyte. So, in this article here, it pretty much explains it perfectly. While the Xbox One X can run some Xbox One games in 4K, it won't be able to play next generation versions of games at all. So meaning, you would have to buy a Series S in order to play next generation games in a budget price. But it will be in 1080p and 1440p. So there's a difference right there between the Series S and the last generation of console. Overall, the Series S will be a lot better than the last generation of consoles when you really think about it. You know, the Series S will be able to play next generation games, but it'll just be in 1080p and 1440p, while, last generation of systems, the One X, the PS4 Pro, the PS4 and the Xbox One and the Xbox One S, those systems will have a couple, 1 or 2 years more of life because of cross-gen support and stuff like that. But after that, they're just gonna be, pretty much removed as far as, being the platforms that the games will come on and stuff like that. It will just be, Xbox Series S, PC, Xbox Series X, and PS5. Those are going to be the platforms that will be getting, the big third-party games. At this point, pretty much, when you really think about it. So, the Series S, like I said, it's way better than the last generation of consoles. It is. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, am I going to get this system? Yes, I will be getting this system. Because I just want to play the new third-party games. But, Lavon, you have a One X. Why not just use that? Well, eventually, third-party games are going to stop being supported on the One X. Eventually, third party is going to stop, putting their games on the Xbox One eventually. So, eventually, I'm going to have to upgrade to a next generation at some point to play future games and stuff like that. And yes, I will be getting a PS5, probably next year. Whenever Ratchet and Clank comes out, I'll probably get it then. But, thank you, Microsoft. Thank you, Brad Sams, because a lot of people were saying that this system isn't real. What's the point of the system and stuff like that. Well, now, the system has finally been announced. Finally. And I'm so glad. I am so freaking glad that this has happened. I'm so glad. So meaning, what is Sony going to do? What are they going to do? Like, really? I don't think the PS5 Digital Edition will be priced at $299. At the minimum, I say $400, and the disc edition will be, $500. That is what I really think. Honestly. And also, too, it's going to have, pretty much ray tracing. It's going to be, it's going to upscale games into 4K, I'm talking about the Series S now, if anyone's wondering. It'll have all those things and stuff like that. It'll just be at a lower resolution, pretty much, when you really think about it. So, yeah, good job, Microsoft. Good job, Microsoft, for making a budget next generation system for people out there that are hesitant to pay, $500 to $600 or even $400 for a next generation system, because people are not going to have the money, bro. There's people out there that aren't just going to spend, that much money for a next generation system. Some people just want to play a couple games, and stuff like that. So the Series S is a perfect option for the casual gamer, for the budget gamer. Pretty much, when you really think about it. So, at this point, the Series S, it's a good idea. It's a good idea. It's better than last generation of systems. It's going to play the next generation games, at 1080p, 1440p. It's at a cheap price point, $299, $300. A lot of people are willing to pay $300. And it'll pretty much play, Xbox One games. Xbox 360 games, and original 2001 Xbox games. It'll play those games if you have those games on your account, your digital library pretty much. So yeah, good job, Microsoft. Are any of you guys going to pick up a Series S? Let me know in the comment section below of this video. See you guys later. Peace. Hit that notification bell. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. When you hit that notification bell, you gotta hit all notifications. That way you can be notified for future Lavon Cason videos and future Lavon Cason live streams. Bye.